Hello boys, I Dr. Pradeep Kumar Srivastava welcoming to all of you in my surveying class. Today's topic is the plane table surveying. So let us start plane table surveying. Dear boy, the earliest mention of plane table date 1551 in Abel Foullon user description Pantometria published in Paris. However, since Foullon description was a complete, fully developed instrument, it must have been invented earlier. A brief description was also added in the 1591. Addition of Digge, Pantometria. The first mention of the device in English was Cyprian Lucar in 1590. Some had created Johann Richter, also known as Johannes Praetorius, a Nuremberg mathematician in 1610, and with the first plane table, but this appear to be incorrect. The plane table became a popular instrument for surveying. Its use was widely taught and some consideration. It is a substandard instrument compared to other devices such as the theodolite. Since it was relatively easy to use by allowing the use of the graphical method and rather than mathematical calculation. It could be used by those with less education than other instruments, and the addition of camera to the plane table was done from 1890 by the Sebastian Finsterwalder in the conjunction of a phototheodolite. Established photogrammetry in spatial and temporal surveying. A plane table consists of a smooth table surface and mounted on the strategy base, and the connection between the tabletop and the base permit on the level of the table precisely using double level in the horizontal plane. The base of a trip and designed to support the table over a specific point on the land. By adjusting the length of the leg, one can bring the table so level regardless of the toughness of the terrain. And use a plane table. It is set over a point brought to precise horizontal level. A drawing sheet is attached to the surface and alidade is used to the side. Subject of interest. The alidade is modern examples of the instrument. A rule with a telescopic sight can then be used, a constructed a line on the drawing that is the direction of the subject of interest by using the alidade as a surveying level, and information on the topography of the site can be directly recorded on the drawing as elevation. So distance to be object can be measured directly or by the huge stadia mark in the telescope of the alidade. This is the plane table surveying a photograph here. What is the contents of this lecture? Introduction, plane table accessory, starting of the plane table in the field, plane table method, adjustment of the plane table, error in plane table, and merit and demerit of plane table. So introduction, plane table is a graphical method of surveying in which the field work and plotting are done simultaneously. Useful to fill in the difficult between stations fixed by triangulation on theodolite traversing, and particularly a topic for a small scale or medium scale mapping in which great accuracy in detail is not required. It is ideally suited in the filling in the detail of a map already prepared with the drawing sheet. Actually, my dear boy, function of plane sheet. Suppose this is the area to which surveyed by plane table, and some of points available a surveyor has stand in the here with your plane table. It is stand on the plane table. Now, a chain man is measuring by chain distance this point to this point. So here in the paper, he has plot from this distance and this distance, and with bearing also. So it is correct. And after that, so this distance measurement, this distance is, and this at this distance. Now it is all activity which is running in the field. The surveyor record with his drawing sheet. So it means survey and plotting are running simultaneously. So this is plane table, alidade, split level, compass, plumbing fork, and drawing paper. Now, a plane table is a well subsoiled and good quality drawing board varying size 45 centimeter to 75 centimeter. A drawing sheet can be placed and fixed on the table, and there are three types of plane table: simple plane table, Johnson plane table, and cost survey table. This is the plane table detail. Now, what is the alidade? Have you seen the plane table? This is the plane table. Actually, from the hook, it has rolled up and it is then tight, so it cannot disturb with the tripod. So, second alidade. A alidade is the sighting instrument, and there are two types of alidade: plain alidade and telescopic alidade. Consist of a metal, brass, or gunmetal of boxwood, straight edge or ruler about 50 centimeter long. The billet ruling onward edge of the alidade is called judicial edge, and if consists of two wires in the end, the wires are hinged and can be folded when the alidade is not in use. One of the side when are provided with a narrow silt and the other with a central vertical van are here. One of the vans, nose of side van, is provided with a narrow silt and three holes, one at the top, one of the bottom, and none is the middle. The other van which is known or subject van is open and carried here a thread or thin wire stretched between the top and bottom of the silt. With the help of the silt, a defined line of sight may be established and parallel to the ruling edge of the alidade. So the length of the running edge should be equal to smaller side of the plane table. A plane alidade can be used only when elevation of the object are low. This is, my dear boy, plane alidade. See it, right when, object when, and fudereal each. This is plane alidade. This is. Now telescopic alidade. The alidade which is shifted a telescope is known as a telescope alidade, and it is used to take inclined sight and increase the range and the accuracy of the sight, and it consists of a small telescope with a level tube and a graduated scale is mounted on the horizontal axis. This is telescopic alidade. This is protector for measuring the degree also. It consists of a small metal tube which contains a small bubble. The spirit level may also be circular, but its base must be flat so that it can be laid on the table. And the table is fully level when the bubble remains central all over the table. And this is spirit level. If table is centered, then bubble will be look like this. Now the magnetic compass. A box compass consists of magnetic needle pivoted at its center freely. It is used for the creating the plane table to magnetic north, and the edge of the box compass are straight and the bottom perfectly flat. This is magnetic compass. So plumbing fork. The plumbing fork consists of a hairpin shaped brace from having two equal arms. One end has pointer, while a plumbing box attached the other, and it is used in a large scale survey for accurate centering of the station and location on the table over a ground position. It is also used for transferring the location of instrumental location on the seat, on the ground, and to fork is placed with its upper arm and laying on the top of the table and the lower arm below it. The table is said to be centered when the plumb bob over ground mark. Now plumbing fork. It is also used for transferring the location of instrument station on the seat on the ground. The fork is placed with upper arm laying on the top of the table and the lower arm below it. So the table is said to be centered when the plumb bob hangs freely over ground mark. So plumbing fork. This is the plumbing fork. Now setting up the plane table. Setting up the plane table in the field. The table should be set up at a convenient height, say about 1 meter, and the leg of the tripod should be spread well apart and timely fixed into the ground in such way that the table is approximately level. Now the table should be set up appropriate height and say about 1 meter, and this leg of the tripod should be spread well apart and finally tucked into the ground in such way of the table is approximately level. Now leveling the level. In this operation, the table top is made truly horizontal, and for rough and small work, leveling can be done by by estimation, whereas we accurate and the large scale work and leveling achieved with the on delivery is split level, and the level is perfectly especially important in the hilly terrain when the sum of the control point and the situated at the higher level, and some other are lowest. So lower level. So this leveling of the plane table, the location of the world considered, but two location. Now centering of the table. The table should be so placed over the lesion of the ground and that the point plotted can be seen corresponding to the station connected should be exactly over and station of the ground. So this operation is known as the centering of the table, and this may be done using the plumbing fork of U film. The orienting the plane table, the keeping the table at the such of the successive station, the parallel to be position, which is the duplicated, and the station in such when in such as uh, af- alternation as it is necessary to that instrumental has to be set up more more station. Setting of the plane table. So there are two methods of the orienting the table. Oriented means setting. There are two methods of orienting the own table. So orientation of the magnetic needle and orientation of by back sighting. Oriented by the magnetic needle. So this is the compass, and this method is used when it is not possible to dissect the previous station from the new station. The method is not much reliable and prone errors on the variation of magnetic field. In this method, the table has considered by back sighting, throw the by A is down by Orius station, and this is the most accurate and enable method of the definition. If plane, this is the most accurate and reliable method of the orientation of the plane table. There are four methods of the survey with the plane table. Radiation method, intersection method, traversing method, and projection method. Now, radiation method. So in the method, the object and located radiating line from the point and measuring the distance with the chain to tape suitable scale, and it is chiefly used by locating the vicinity from the station, and which have been established provincial by the method triangulation for traversing. Now radiation method. This is the radiation method. Intersection method. In this method, the point is fixed on the plane by the intersection of the rays drawn from the two instrument stations, and the line joining the station is called baseline. The method required only the linear measurement of this line. Intersection method. This is similar to that compass survey or the transit traverse, and it is used to running survey line between stations which have been previously and fixed by other method of survey to locate the topographic detail. So it is also suitable for survey of the road, river, etc. This is the traversing method. See this is the traversing method. The method is used for the established instrument station only. A characteristic feature of this station is that the obligating it to plot the station occupied by the table on the sheet rather than obtaining other tablet star on the plotting the detail. This is the restoration method. Now adjustment of the plane table. The surface of the board should be preferably plane and the vertical axis of the instrument is through the center of the ball and the socket arrangement of the leveling head of any other arrangement provided when this axis is the vertical, the plane of the board should be horizontal. The building of the fiducial edge of the altitude or date should be star type, and the side plan of the alidade should be perpendicular to the base of the ear. The following precautionary measure should be taken while the performing field work. The table must be accordingly oriented. Once the table is shifted, so the alidade should be accordingly and entered in the precision point. The expression of the confirmation of paper should be taken card off, and the table should be accurately started, and the range should be accurately drawn through the station point, and table should be sufficiently turned into hard should be at the project should be accurately cited. Now plane table surveying. Plane table is a graphical method, and everything with the field of plotting is the simultaneously. It is adopted in small mapping, and it is also ideally suited in the filing detail on the map and already prepared and available on the drawing sheet, and also be used to prepare a fresh map with the year and measurement being taken with a chain or taken the plane table. So thereby plane table and tripod. A simple plane table, a drawing board, provided with the ball and the soft arrangement for traveling in the table, and with an arrangement. This is the plain table, and alidade. An alidade consists of the metallic rule with a line of the beloved edge called the uh, financial edge, and this edge cries the edge for, for citing the PC, the using edge. Alidade line marked on the sheet and two frame are attached directly, and so they are when a small metal frame with a sill, and the object when is a frame with a fine here placed vertically for biscuiting the part directed forward the subject. The writer of the river, the part detect towards the object, the center of the eye, when and here the object we are provided the line of sight. This is the date. This is the spirit level. Now throw compass. A compass is used for orienting the plane table when it has to be used in a more than one station, and more the table is shifted to another station, and the compass is placed along the median generally shown, and the table is routed to make the needle and not zero, and the apple is then obtained to some. The table is oriented the same position is occupied to be revision station. This is the type of compass, the survey compass. Now, this is a plumbing fork and plane table method. So the plane table method write in the four-way addition, intersection, traversing, and resection. The plane table is generally used with the traverse drawn on a sheet for the filing detail, or can also be used or doing phrase survey, and this method over both this effect of the surveying with the plane table. So addition method, and it requires the plane table to accompany a single station, and orientation table is not required. The conduct of the survey of an area, the table is kept on station P, commanding a full view of the area to be surveyed. The station A and B selected so that command a full view of the area is surveyed. Look like in this picture. The area and its feature drawn on the plane table. So please look like the picture. They have shown in all points. Now traversing method. So this method is used to connect two or more stations. However, it is similar to the compass traversing, but it done simultaneously. Traversing is a method of surveying whereby series of lines are surveyed. Traverse may be open or closed. One. So reach section method. This is the method of obtaining the table. A characteristic feature of the reach section is that the objective is to plot the station occupied by the table and on the sheet rather than obtained the other station of the plotting detail. So the method of the orientation, the plane table method of the bag setting, and method using through compass. Now, this is the plane table survey example. Now, this is the 2-point problem. This is a special case of the resection to obtain the position of station occupied by a table and given the plotted position of 2 points, and a state to determine the position of the station occupied by a plane table and given the accurately plotted position P and Q, the 2 point and Q visible from the instrument and station without occurring the two stations. 3-point problem. So this is also a problem of resection. Our objective is to obtain the position of the occupied and the table after orientation. So station give their visible station and their protected position to plot the station occupied by the plane table with the able to correctly orient it with the respect to the 3-point already plotted. Now, advantage of the main plane table surveying. It is suitable for location of detail as well as contouring for large scale map and directly in the field. And surveying and plotting are done simultaneously in the field. So change of getting omission of the detail get less, the plotting detail, and can be immediately get compared with the actual project expressed in the field. So thus cross as well necessary to plot can be as a created as the work progress in the field book. Now advantage of the plane table surveying. So contours and specified features can be presented and checked conveniently as the whole area is in the view of the time of plotting. Only relevant detail are located, become the map to draw the survey progress, and irrelevant detail get omitted in the field itself. The plane A table survey is generally more rapid and less costly than most other type of the survey. As the instrument used the simple, not much skill for the operation of instrument is required. So this method is survey require the field book. Now, my dear boy, you have read plane table, and on this plane table, I have prepared some MCQ. So I request to you, please give the reply. I will also assess how much you have grasped my this lecture. So question number 1, which of the following is caused by careless handling? There is 4 answer looking on your screen. Which answer is correct? So please give me reply. Yes, correct answer is B, gross error. Next question is uh, a negative dissemination shows the magnetic meridian to the. So which answer is correct? Correct answer is B, western side of true meridian. Next, a system will be error free if we remove the all semantic error. Correct answer is B, and it is a false sentence. Next question, a series of closely spaced contour line and represent a. So correct answer is A, slip slope. Now next question, a telescope is said to be inverted of its a vertical critical of its right and the bubble of the telescope is down. Is it correct? No, it is not correct. Correct is the vertical circle is to its right and the bubble of the telescope is up. Now next question, in an angle of the 45 with a Jan and May be lost with. Now correct answer is C, French cross staff. Next question is a level line is horizontal vertical. Which answer is correct? Correct answer is B, line parallel to the mean spherical surface of the earth. And next question, a gate top is fitted with a Yes, give reply. So the correct answer is D, and instrument name is the prismatic compass. Now next question. Along 0, 0 slope, its correction to be applied to each 30-meter chain length is correct answer is A, 30 second. And this is references. This is references book from this matter had taken. And this is also reference books. And thank you very much for taking interest in my lecture. You are welcome in my next lecture tomorrow.